Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with your Day 1 Fire Weather Outlook. There's a critical fire weather area today covering parts of Colorado, a tiny bit of western Nebraska, and far southeastern Wyoming. Cities in the critical fire weather area today include Denver, Colorado, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, Lakewood, Colorado, and Fort Collins, Colorado. There's an elevated fire risk area today covering eastern Arizona, eastern Utah, much of parts of Colorado, all of New Mexico, western Texas, the western part of the Oklahoma Panhandle, western Kansas, western Nebraska, and southeastern Wyoming for the elevated. So, in synopsis, the upper-level range situated over the eastern U.S. is expected to dampen, giving way to a predominantly general flow pattern across the southern tier of the CONUS. Simultaneously, a broad upper-level trough will remain anchored over the north-central U.S. near the international border. This setup will maintain a very breezy and persistently arid environment through the conclusion of the work week across the southwest and the central and southern high plains. Southwest and southern Central Plains. Critical fire weather conditions have been highlighted for the Colorado Rockies and the neighboring high plains, where latest forecast guidance indicates a high likelihood of potent winds coupled with low humidity. At the surface, lee cyclogenesis over eastern Colorado will further enhance downslope winds along the Front Range, while southwesterly winds prevail across the eastern plains. Robust vertical mixing during peak heating is forecasted to send 15 to 25 mile per hour sustained winds to the surface. When combined with relative humidity levels falling to 10 to 15% and locally into the single digits, these conditions will impact exceptionally dry fuels already stressed by a multi-day stretch of fire weather activity. While increasing cloud cover late in the day may offer some minor mitigation of the threat before dusk, the fire environment remains heightened. Consequently, elevated highlights include much of the southwest and include the Four Corners region through western Colorado. In these areas, westerly winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour and humidity levels below 20% will coincide with ERCs reaching the 75th to 90th percentile. Carolinas. As the eastern CONUS ridge breaks down, breezy westerly surface winds remaining under 10 miles per hour sustained can be expected over much of the Carolinas today. While these conditions will not meet criteria for elevated conditions, continued offshore flow will likely result in relative humidity falling below 20% amid above normal temperatures over already dry fuels, keeping the fire environment primed. So, that's your Day 1 Fire Weather Outlook. Stay safe and vigilant in these areas today. If I were you, I would gather supplies immediately, such as food, water, clothing, toiletries, medical supplies, a flashlight, a cell phone, phone chargers, extra batteries, and a battery-powered radio in the event that you need to evacuate on a moment's notice, because fires can start to spread quickly. Please avoid outdoor burning in these areas today. Because one little spark is all it takes for a fire to start to spread quickly. Do not throw cigarettes on the ground. Even if they're not lit, because 1, that's littering. 2, one little spark is all it takes for a fire to start to spread quickly. And make sure your cigarette is fully out before you throw it away. So, stay safe in these areas today, and I'll go over all. Anyway, stay safe in these areas today, and I'll have my Day 1 severe weather outlook video very soon. Take care.